Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. Today, I'm really excited to feature Joshua Cahalan. He's with Boise Office Equipment. He's the guru over there, so I'm looking forward to bringing him on screen here. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Paul. Guru's generous.
Guru's generous. Hey, thanks for being here today. We've worked together for many years, and I love telling these stories about our members that have been around for a long time and have invested in the community. And just for a quick fact, Boise Office Equipment has been members of the chamber since 1980, which is a long withstanding company as well as a cornerstone member of the chamber. So thanks for the continued investment, Josh.
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate the work that we do together and all the work that Boise Chamber does in the community.
Thank you, sir. Hey, these check-ins are really great ways of sharing our member stories, their products and services. I love sharing the people. So let's start with you, Josh. Tell us a little bit about your background and the history of work that led you in the technology industry.
Yeah, my background's finance, actually. So I spent 20 years doing finance in various forms or fashion, which makes the technology side a little bit different the way that I approach it. I look at it from an ROI perspective. So can it save me time or money or both? So that's typically where I reach out to my clients and try to source our various solutions that can potentially automate their processes, make them more efficient.
I love it. I love it. How long have you been in the Valley? Have you been here a long time?
I've been in the Valley since 2016. I've been at BOE since 2018. So okay. I'm going on 5 years. Well, it'll be 6 years in October. So
it feels like 10, right?
Yeah. Some days it feels like 20. Some days it feels like I just got here.
Well, thanks for your efforts. We love having you over there. Boise Office Equipment. For those that don't know, tell us a little bit about its origin story, when it began in Idaho, and just kind of bring us up to speed.
Sure. Boise Office Equipment has been around in the Treasure Valley since 1961. In various forms or fashions, ownership has changed throughout the years. However, the commitment to the community is one thing that actually has stayed consistent. Big part of the community from the beginning, supporting a lot of nonprofits. The technology, of course, has changed pretty dramatically since those days. Started out selling typewriters. The name, obviously, Boise Office Equipment. That's what was being sold. That was the technology of the day. And so we have always been on the cutting edge of technology, especially now that we are a Xerox company. I don't know if you know, Xerox actually invented the laser printing concept. They invented the computer mouse. We were also the first ones to use Ethernet. So when you think of Xerox, if you don't know, you just think of copiers. And unfortunately, that's not anywhere near the scope of what we're capable of and the technologies that we've been a part of creating and implementing over the years.
Josh, what's your role with BOE?
I have several. I am the sales lead here. I'm also our marketing coordinator. So anything you see out there advertisement-wise, that's me. Logos, events, our relationship with the nonprofit community in the Treasure Valley specifically, that's a big passion of mine. So we actually work with 26, on average, about 26 nonprofits or charitable organizations every year.
Wow.
And all of our employees live here. I mean, this is our home. We want to invest in those organizations here locally.
Tell us a little bit about your team. How many folks do you have in the field? Maybe how many you have here that are helping your clients out? And then what's your territory that you serve?
Okay. Yeah, we have, depending on what type of team, as a whole, BOE is about 35. Okay. That includes our back office people, our technology consultants, as well as our service technicians. So we actually cover all of the lower half of Idaho, all the way border to border. We can support organizations anywhere in the country. Our typical client base has headquartered in our area, but their locations can be anywhere in the world.
Okay, I love that, right? We have access now. You mentioned typewriters being kind of the origin item and product. What does it look like now? What does BOE offer nowadays?
Yeah, that's the kind of incredible part about what we're able to do. We offer everything from printers and copiers that everyone's familiar with the Xerox name on them. But we also have access to anything related to IT. My tagline typically is anything in an office but furniture. So whether it's a phone system, it's a robotic process automation, which are automation tools that allow you to be more efficient and have less steps, less human touches in processes, and everything in between. We just recently redid our demo floor to show off the breadth of our catalog in terms of what we can do print wise, all the way from a small desktop printer to a gigantic Iridesce, which is our flagship product. It's a 6-color press that can do overlays and underlays and all kinds of colors, metallic. You can do golds and silvers as well as clear and white overlays and underlays. So we really do cover the entire gamut of technology that a business would need to function. And we're also very capable of making everyone more efficient. And I think that's kind of the goal today.
Absolutely. We have less people. You just mentioned having several different roles. And I think, and I was talking at a CEO welcome reception, 2 bank presidents were talking about, well, I get to do this now and this now and this now. And I was like, whoa, wow. So we're all juggling many things nowadays. So efficiency is very important. Quality is very important, right? So what's the new stuff? What are we seeing out there, Josh?
Honestly, what we're seeing where everything is kind of headed is the software and the robotic process automation. So it's all about less manual steps and having the same result, just more efficiently. So what we do, we don't want to replace staff. We want to change their role. And typically we do that with non-revenue generating processes that are labor intensive, can be done with our robotic process automation. There, and that employee who typically handled that role would be able to generate revenue in a different role, whether it's moving from AP to AR or moving from AP to marketing, something like that. So there's a lot of different processes. Onboarding is a big one for us. Our robotic process automation covers most of those steps that typically an HR specialist would need to handle, right, paperwork wise, documentation. Instead, they can now focus on recruiting the top talent instead of spending time with paperwork of a new hire.
Love it. I think that's the answer right there. Absolutely. Okay. You talked about your nonprofit community and how important it is to you personally and BOE as a whole. Tell me a little bit about that partnership. Why is it important to BOE? And then what's coming up?
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons, but the main one is to just keep people in mind that we are a local company. We may be part of the Xerox family, which is great because we have access to everything that this gigantic technology leading company has, but we're all local. We live here, we work here, we want to support the people here. And so that's a big push why we want to focus on the nonprofit community here in Idaho. All of Southern Idaho, we do things in Twin and Pokey and everywhere. So we want that to be a focus and reinvest in the community that we live in to make it a better place.
I love it. I love it. You've got something happening around the corner, and I think that's what kind of generated this conversation in the first place. But I want to help gain some awareness about the next event that you're helping with.
Yeah. Our big one this year, it's the BOE Invitational, and it is our golf tournament that we are putting on as a fundraiser. We are specifically doing it. This is not a selling event. We are not trying to get prospects, anything like that. We are trying to raise as much money as possible for a charity that most people haven't heard of here locally. It's called Box of Balloons, and the Box of Balloons Idaho chapter specifically. This organization does probably the most wholesome charity work I've ever heard of. They provide birthdays for underprivileged children in Idaho. Oh. That's all they do. It's 100% volunteer based. So the staff doesn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars. All the money goes directly to the children of Idaho who normally wouldn't have a birthday party or a presents or anything. And once we found out about this organization, our push was to raise as much money for them as possible. So all the proceeds from the tournament go directly to them. Xerox is actually matching donated funds as well. So it will be a big, big event for them, hopefully to set them up for the next several years where we can shed some light on this organization. They can get more volunteers, they can get more donations, and do more great work that they're doing in the community. So we are hosting our event at Eagle Hills on July 24th. And again, it's exclusively to raise money for Box of Balloons and to make it an incredible event for them to, again, set them up for several years of providing underprivileged children birthday parties and presents.
How do we sign up? How do we sponsor a hole, Josh?
So the way to do that is through the website. It is boeinvitational.com, and you can sign up to sponsor a hole. It will tell you all the goodies that come with that. We will be marketing. We'll be putting your name and logo out there. We are doing custom made hole sponsorship signs. They're 18 by 24 wood, laser engraved, that you will actually get to keep after the tournament. After that, you could also do a foursome and play in the tournament. We have incredible swag that will be on site for each attendee. And then we also have a rescue package that has some pretty amazing opportunities to improve your score and have an incredible day. I think a big part of the rescue package is 100% of those proceeds go directly to Box of Balloons. Awesome. So they will be on site collecting those. If you didn't purchase them when you registered, you can still do that day of tournament at registration. But like I said, the goal is to get as many folks there as possible so that we can get as much money to Box of Balloons as possible. We just happen to be the sponsor of it, or the host of the tournament, but it is more to keep us out in the community doing good work, and can't think of a more wholesome charity to receive these funds.
That's awesome, Josh. Thanks for the work you're doing, and thanks for coming on screen today to help share that story.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, like I said, unfortunately, I don't think many people have heard of it. And that's kind of sad because they do incredible work. I mean, I was speaking with Erin today, who's the director, and she just this morning sent out a birthday pack to a child who is 6 years old and hasn't had a birthday party or presents her entire life. Not once. Mm. Oh. I mean, exactly. But she gets one this year, and it's incredible. So we want to make that happen for as many children as possible. On average, a box for these kids costs about $100. Between decorations and cake and presents and everything. It's a whole party in a box, more or less. So we want to be able to do that for as many kids as possible. And hopefully the community will come out and help us provide as many as we can.
Well, that's terrific. Thanks for sharing that. For those that are listening and want to learn more about Boise office equipment, or give Josh a call and ask how you can help be a part of that Box of Balloons Golf Invitational, again, July 24th at Eagle Hills. Give Josh a call. His number's right there, boeweb.com. Josh, tell your team that we just appreciate the investment in the community, all the work that you're doing to support your clients. Thanks for helping us as well at the Chamber. We really appreciate that. And is there anything else you want to educate the listeners on while we have you?
No, I mean, other than when we approach and talk to someone in the community, if we're talking about business or if we're talking about these events, it is all locally done. That is something that I think people see Xerox and forget about. But we are in this community. We are trying to help businesses here be better, be more efficient, do things in a better way, as well as then when we talk about our charitable endeavors, we're trying to do the same thing with the community.
I love it. Well, Josh, I'll send you the link to this broadcast, and you can post it wherever you are. Send me the link to this. I think you already sent me the link to the event. I'll post that as well. And thanks, listeners, for liking and sharing. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And next week, we get to talk to Idaho Food Bank and a better solution for in-home healthcare. Josh, have a great weekend. See you soon, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone.